Hello everyone, welcome to CivilPrep. I am Krishna Gupta. So this is one of the session that is a part of case study. Okay, an important part of case study, that is Dabla Talab restoration from mining wasteland to wildlife haven. Okay, now this is a case study in community-led environmental transformation which has taken place in the recent time in the region of Rajasthan in Bikaner district. Now let's look at some basic part here. The first thing, the location here of this particular lake, or we can say particular talab, it is Uttam Desar, Bikaner, Rajasthan. Okay, Rajasthan, as you can see in the previous part of the map, this is the region of Rajasthan. So this particular lake, it is present in the northwestern part of Rajasthan in the Bikaner region. So this is the region here. Now, we need to have a very basic idea before going into the case study that what is the climatic arrangement here. So this is the climate type here, it is arid. According to Köppen, it is BWH. Okay, BWH, if we will look at, it is for B is for arid climate, W is for wet, and H is for the hot one part. Okay, so here the rainfall, it is from June to September. Okay, so here the rainfall part will be seeing that it is from June to September. Though the rainfall it is quite low. Okay, rainfall it will be varying between 25 to 75 centimeters per year. Okay, and this is also quite high. This is ranging between 50 centimeters. Okay, now according to the moisture index, okay, moisture index, if you look at, it is provided by uh, it is provided by Trivata here. Okay, so here it is less than minus 40. Okay, it is less than minus 40, which is important, which signifies here that here there is heat is higher than precipitation, which signifies that here there is always precipitation, the heat or evapotranspiration. Evapotranspiration, it will always be higher than the precipitation part. Okay, potential evapotranspiration, if we look at, it is 1600 mm per year. Okay, 1600 mm per year. If we just take out two zeros, okay, so this will be around 16 centimeters per year. Okay, so this is a potential evapotranspiration that is taking place in this region. Implications of this kind of climate we can see here, that is severe water stress, number one. Number two, restoration depends on native xerophytic flora. Now this is also an important part here, that whatever kind of the plants which are present here, these plants, they are xerophytic in nature. Xerophytic means they are more arid to desert type of uh, biodiversity. It is present here. Okay, zero means foreign. Now here very high evaporation is present, which is resulting into the low recharge of water here. So because of this climatic conditions, we'll be seeing that the northwestern part of Rajasthan or the western part of Rajasthan completely, it is desert in the contemporary time. Okay, moving ahead, this is a basic regional profile uh, of this particular lake, that is the Dabla Lake or the Dabla Talab, which have been restored in the contemporary time because of the mining activities which had converted it into wasteland. Now, in the Bikaner region, if we look at, there is certain mines are present. The mines are majorly associated with number one, copper, number two, tin, number three, lead, number four, chromium. Okay, number five, we'll be seeing that limestones. Okay, so this is providing us various metals. Okay, there are certain non-metals also, so which helps is the region in the driving of the economy. But at the same time, it is also resulting into the devastation or degradation of the land. Now, moving forward, what models, theories, and laws we can apply here? I'll just change the color so that there is no confusion. Okay, so I'm changing it to red here. So, number one thing, we have talked about that there is one important community which is living here, and this community, they are going through this phase because of which the displacement has taken place, the water stress has taken place, and overall we'll be seeing that it has resulted into the moving of this community into this triangle. This triangle, it is called as the zone of vulnerability or the space of vulnerability here. What happens in this zone if there is a community? So for a community, forest is important for them. Then the minor forest produce is important. Then certain we can say the forest land is important for them where they live. Okay, they have majorly the forest activities or forest based activities. If we take out them out from this forest, so it is not a very lot of things are present for them to do, okay, in terms of economy. So this makes them vulnerable. When the forest they degrade, it makes these people vulnerable here. So first thing is the entitlement, okay, majorly the entitlement of land which is associated with food. Next thing is empowerment. For example, if there is a group is living, okay, for example a tribal people is living in a tribal area, and if the laws are made in that region with respect to the tribal people, so they will be happy. But if the laws are made with respect to the government or any other, we can say any other entity, so it will not be aligned to the laws which are being followed by, which are being followed by these tribal people. So this in the long term, okay, this in the long term, it will result into the it will result into their deterioration. Okay, it will make them uh, the power which was enjoyed by them, it will be declining. Okay, so this has been seen in the colonial era, okay, where the tribal people, their land have been diminished. Okay, they have been displaced. Okay, in the contemporary time also, because of the developmental projects, the mining projects, the tribal community or the local community, they are being displaced. Okay, so this is making them vulnerable here. So this is second part. Third part we'll be seeing here, that is the political economic situation. Now, when we talk about the political economic situation, it is one important aspect, that is what is the political structure of that area. For example, in a region, there might be tribal people will be living, there might be people of certain dominant community will be living, people of minor community will be also living. So this will result into the formation of a hierarchy where the power will be enjoyed majorly by the majority of the group. So this makes the people who are minority in that area, they become automatically vulnerable to those conditions. So because of this, the political strata, the political structure, it declines, and economically also they start to decline. So this is the zone of vulnerability where we see that the people who are living in this region, they are going into. So this, we can say this concept, or we can say this theory, it is based on Sen and Lich. Okay, endowments will be saying that reclaiming the damaged land post mining activities, entitlement with respect to legal restoration rights, participatory governances, enabling environment, that is 1 crore raised to the micro donations for these regions for the restoration of land. Then 2,500 plus villages and 5,000 students, they are supported here. Apart from this, there is also institutional and legal support systems are being provided to the people who are living in this region. Now, this makes this particular setup or this complete area very important for us to understand that what models, what theories, what cases can be applied here, which helps the people who are residing in this region very well, so that they will be able to make their livelihood, they will be able to survive in the changing environment, they will be able to restore the degraded land in the contemporary time. Okay, so this is one important aspect which I think we should know, everyone should know here. Okay, so this is also one of the part which you need to know. Now, moving forward, we'll see that there is a community engagement, okay, which is also called as a PRA theory. PRA is standing for Participatory Rural Appraisal. Okay, this was given by Chambers in 1994. So this theory or this part, it is basically providing the people who are leading certain groups so that they can engage in a particular community manner. Okay, uh, it is basically done for the afforestation, for education, for the provisioning of foods. Then there are various other aspects. So one of them is the restoration of the lakes also. Okay, so guys, this is one of the important aspect we can see here, which is quite important from the restoration of lakes, where the tree planting in the weddings and the festivals is being done. Then public nurseries with student participation is done, and local knowledge and active stewardship, it is also done here. Okay, now apart from this, in the next part we have the energy flow in the rewilded ecosystem. Now, previously what we have seen that there was a region where the mining activity has taken place, and because of this mining activity the region has been degraded. So because of this degradation, the energy flow which was taking place in this region, okay, from plants to herbivores, okay, but this is basically a primary, we can say the primary trophic level. Then there is herbivores or detritus consumers. Then there is predators. Okay. Then there is grazing food chain or detritus food chain. So this is the energy flow which is taking place in any region in the world. So similar kind of energy flow, it is also seen in the semi-arid region of this particular Dabla Lake. So what we are seeing that there is, because of the revival of the lake, the energy flow, it has started to get again maintained. Okay. So here the producers, which are basically native grasses, neem and shrubs, primary consumers, majorly herbivorous, deers. Apart from deers, squirrels are also there. Okay. Certain, we can say certain other animals who are living in those areas. Burrowing animals, they are highly present here. Then secondary consumers, we have jackals and certain other predatory birds. So this is helping us to maintain the energy flow. This energy flow theory, it is given by Lindman. Okay. Next here we have the nutrient cycle, which has been reviving here. As we have discussed in the previous part, because of the revival of all these components, it will help us to revive the nutrient also here. So this is a part of the biogeochemical cycle theory. So it reintroduced legumes, which is helping for nitrogen fixation. Then organic buildup improves the carbon sequestration. Then composting and detritus pathways are reinitiated here. Okay, so this is also providing us an important aspect here, that how the nutrient cycling, it is again getting restored, and it is getting revived because of the revival of the lake in the region. Okay, so this is also an important factor which can be used in the case here. Then ecological succession from lithosaur to mesic zone. Okay, from lithosaur to mesic zone. Basically, lithosaur and mesic zone, they are two important factors or two important conditions. For example, this is a ground region. Okay, so this is the lithosaur. Lithosaur, and a region where there is present of shrubs and certain trees and shrubs, this is the mesic zone. So here we see that uh, because of the restoration of lake, okay, for example, this is lake and all this region which is present around it, it was a barren land once, but because of the restoration of lake, the region which is present surrounding the lake, it has again getting certain shrubs, plants, grasses, not big trees but small trees. Okay, so this is a part of the Clemenston succession theory, okay, which is also part of ecological succession. Now, this is not the part of the primary succession, but it is a part of a secondary succession. Okay, secondary succession. Here, the initial rock, it is rocky, barren, and gypsum pit. But now it is grassy meadows. Scattered tree covers are also found here. In future, the stability of the climax community. Okay, climax community is a community which is gaining balance with respect to the climate and environment of that particular region. Okay, so in the tropical regions, we can see that in the tropical rainforest region, there is presence of we can say tropical rainforest. In desert region, there is shrubs. Okay, so they are defining the climax community in those regions. Now, moving forward, there is biodiversity and the resilience part. So now this resilience part theory, it is provided by Hollings. Okay, you need to remember this Hollings who have provided this resilience theory. Now, because of the resilience, certain species who are under the critical endangered conditions or endangered conditions, they are revived here. For example, peacocks, jackals, deer, impact increased ecosystem redundancy, then benefits greater resilience to drought and climatic shifts is also achieved here. So this is also an important part here. Next is managing the limiting factors. This is an important law which is given by Liebig. Okay, that is the law of minimum. For example, in a particular region, there is a very low presence of magnesium, and this is acting as a part of minimum. So this low presence of magnesium, it will act as a limiting factor for the population, growth. This will depend upon, also there are other factors, but magnesium will be one of the limiting factor which will help in controlling the population in this region. Okay, for example, limiting inputs can be water, it can be various nutrients. Interventions like micro catchment techniques, native planting with other water demand can be done here. Then next is carrying capacity. This is also an important law. This is forming part of the New Malthus. Okay, New Malthus in view. Okay, here we'll be seeing that this theory was given by Odum's ecosystem. Okay, Odum has given this ecosystem theory. So in the background, we can see this part here. This is a carrying capacity model. So here we see that this is an overshoot has taken place. Okay, this is an overshoot has taken place while the carrying capacity of the ecosystem, it is like this. So here we see that because of the development of technology, yes, that the development of technology has resulted in increase in the carrying capacity, but the sustainable part, it is important. Okay, for example, the unsustainable past, it was gypsum mining. As we have discussed, the limestone region is also present there, so gypsum mining is done. Sustainable present, we can see that is the controlled grazing, managed biomass, and water harvesting for flora and fauna. So this we can see is being achieved in the with respect to the restoration of the lake in this particular region. Now, after this, we'll be seeing that there is resilience and homeostasis. Resilience, we have seen previously, homeostasis is one of the condition where the system, it can be the biodiverse system, it can be the biological system, it can be the, can say, the atmospheric system, oceanic system. Okay, it can be any kind of system. So whenever certain change is being done in the system, so it is reflected in its output also. But system does not want to change itself. Therefore, system adapts to the changing condition so that it does not need to change the component of the system. So this is one of the thing which is helping in the balance, maintaining the balance in the system, and this particular concept, it is called as homeostasis. This homeostasis model or theory, it was also given by Odum here. Now, when we look at this particular aspect, we will see here that The vegetative feedback loop, it stabilizes the temperature. As we see that there is a barren land, okay, whatever the rainfall will take place, it will go into the ground. But because of the no vegetation present in this region, all the water, it will be getting back evaporated into the atmosphere. But if there is presence of certain vegetation, so this vegetation, it will absorb this water and it will increase the greenery. So this will overall temperature of this region, it will decline. But here we'll be seeing that the overall temperature of this region, it will increase because of the lack in vegetative cover. So this provides us one of the part where the system is being changing, or the system is being adjusting itself. Then soil moisture regulation by the vegetative shade, as we have discussed here. Then biodiversity, changing trophic balance. Then system self-regulation, regulating itself. So this we can see here, which is one of the factor, which is helping to maintain the system's homeostasis here. Okay, so this is, we see that there is the legacy is being seen in the contemporary time. Okay, and certain lessons like community-led restoration, it can be scaled from just one region to hundreds and thousands of regions. Okay, then apart from this, local knowledge with respect to ecological wisdom, it is very important. As we talk about the Gyanism. Okay, under Jainism, we see that the local knowledge, it is given a very high emphasis. So using this local knowledge for the people, for making the region more resilient, more we can say the system more better, it can be done here. Then small actions, it may result into the monumental outcomes also. So this is one of the part of collaborative outcomes also, which is seen in the region here, okay, which is being provided by the case study. So guys, we can see here that this is one of the very important case which is seen here. This case study, it was sent to me by one of my friend, okay, one of my we can say student. So the student have asked me to provide a case on this part, so thanks to her. And also guys, do take advantage of this case. In case of any doubt, in case of any query, you can comment this part here in the YouTube. You can also comment in my Telegram group, okay, with respect to not only this part but other part also. Okay, any other doubts, you can ask me here. Okay, now there is one question for you. Okay, just question for you. The question is, what is the community which is living in this particular region of Dabla Lake? Okay, do write the answer of this community in the comment box, because this will help you to understand that what is the community here and how it is interacting with the local environment. It will help us to understand the cultural determinism, the cultural aspect of the region also. Okay guys, so thank you, see you in the next session, all the best.